And today my adventure begins right here at the Greenfield Lake here in Wilmington, North Carolina. It is already 90 degrees at 9:15 in the a.m. When I woke up this morning, it was, about 85, and that was around 5:30 this morning. So it did not cool down very much. So it does not take it that long to get back up in the mid 90s as it did yesterday. Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is nice and hot, very tasty. Get my blood flowing. But today's vlog, we are going to talk a little bit and go see some of the relics of the old trolley system that used to take people from downtown Wilmington over to Wrightsville Beach. Should be a lot of fun. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history about this whole station. It was very important to the growth of the town of Wilmington. It actually sprouted up several neighborhoods, the trolley did, and kind of congregated people together around these stops, as it would take them over to Wrightsville Beach to enjoy a beach day. And once we get to Wrightsville Beach, they used to have 7 trolley stops over there, and all 7 of them are documented over there with little monuments. And we're going to see if we can find all of them today. Should be fun. Got some old pictures to share with you as we learn a little bit about this together. I'm not a historian by any ways. I just like going out and seeing stuff. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get started with our adventure today. It's going to be fun. Wilmington, Wrightsville Beach. It's going to be a beautiful day. Hot, but beautiful. So in the beginning, before electric trolleys came along, Wilmington used horse-drawn streetcars beginning in 1888. They were slow and could only serve a limited area. In 1892, the city converted to electric street railway, making Wilmington one of the earliest cities in North Carolina to embrace electric streetcars. So when we're talking about electric streetcars, I don't want you to think of Tesla or anything like that, like the modern stuff. Did not work that way. Wilmington's electric streetcars were surprisingly advanced for the 1890s though. They operated much like modern light rail systems, using electricity supplied through overhead wires instead of steam engines or horses. So as Wilmington grew, so did the trolley network. By the mid-1920s, the system included 22 miles of track, reaching neighborhoods like downtown Wilmington, Carolina Place, Sunset Park, Brooklyn, Castle Street, Carolina Shipyard during World War I. So the trolley allowed workers, shoppers, and families to travel quickly across the city for just a few cents. The most famous of all trolleys was the Wilmington and Wrightsville Beach trolley, often called the beach car. The route was so popular that it helped transform Wrightsville Beach into one of North Carolina's premier seaside resorts. And the location that I'm standing at right now is in the downtown Wilmington area. And this here is known as the River to the Sea Bikeway, which pretty much follows the old trolley pathway. And right here behind me, they have one of the trolley stations left behind. I think this is the only one in town still standing. But this is kind of what it looked like. It's pretty cool. I read online that this thing was actually built in 1911, and it is the only surviving station that I could show you. Let's look up here and see what they got. Right there is a picture of one of the trolley cars. You can see the electric lines up above. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Really, really awesome stuff. Also right here in front of the old station, that has some old rail tracks that left behind. That's a pretty cool little relic right there also. So as you can see, as we stand here at this trolley stop, the neighborhoods, it really kind of grew and sprouted out. I mean, how many people rides their bicycles or walks down this pathway here, and they might not even know what that is unless they stop. Now they do have some informational plaques and stuff, and it pretty much states the same stuff I've already read to you. But it's pretty cool. The trolley didn't just move people, it shaped Wilmington's neighborhoods. Home, businesses, parks sprang up along the tracks, creating what historians call streetcar suburbs, and that's what we're standing in right now. That is pretty cool. I think it is so awesome they have actually listed this old trolley stop on the National Register of Historic Places, and that's why it's still standing, which I think is pretty cool. They also have a little informational plaque here to tell you about it and stuff like that, and a lot of the stuff that it's telling you is stuff I've already spoke to you about. But right here I will show you this. You can see where it started down around maybe, you know, 1st, 2nd, or maybe 3rd Street area. Kind of hard to see on this map. Had several stops along the way, and it takes you all the way over here to Wrightsville Beach. And right there, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it says Lumina, and that's where we're going to go today. Now, Lumina Station itself has been removed for quite some time, but I'm still going to take you over there anyway and show you stop 7 where you would have got off and been able to make your way over to Lumina Station, or the pavilion is actually what they called it back then, I believe. But we're going to go ahead and make our way in that direction. But we have one more stop before we get there, because there is a waterway we have to cross. And I think there used to be an old trestle where the trolley used to cross over to, not even over to Wrightsville Beach. There is another trestle that used to be right off the side of a road over there. We're going to go check that out and see if we see any remnants of that trestle. Okay, so you can see the Intercoastal Angler store off there in the distance. And this here is Oleander Drive, and they actually have this bridge right here that takes you over toward Wrightsville Beach. Matter of fact, if you take a right once you get across the bridge, you can go over to Arley Gardens. But these electric lines right here are kind of some of the old marker for the trolley system. These big lines right here. The train trestle that the trolley used to go on actually went right across this waterway right here. And I've seen pictures in the past of like nubs of wood sticking up where the old trestle is. You can see some remnants of something right there, but I believe that is actually remnants of the old trolley trestle that took you across. You got this big nub right there sticking up. Just to the right of it, you see that white like stick or white pole sticking out of the water. And then right over here, we have a little small one. Now, right now at the moment, it's high tide, so you can't see as much as you probably could see, obviously, at low tide. But just wanted to document this little area. I read a little bit about this on Facebook several months ago, that was what somebody asked the question in a group chat, like what was that? And that's what the locals said. They said that's the old, what's left over, the remnants of the old trestle that they moved out years ago. All right, so let's carry on over toward Wrightsville Beach now and go check out some of the old trolley stop monuments that they have around town. And right there is the name. It was Trooper Clarence L. Swartz Bridge. If you look off to the left, going toward Wrightsville Beach, you will see a little bit of the old trestle. Okay, so I just made it across this bridge right here. This is Causeway Drive that brings you into Wrightsville Beach. A lot of historic buildings right down the way there. And this here is the Breeza store, just to kind of give you a reference of where I'm located, formerly known as Wings. And now we're going to go back here, and I want to show you the old post office back here that is now a trolley stop hot dog and been serving trolley stop hot dogs for several years. And they even got the name Trolley Stop Hot Doggers because their hot dog shop is at pretty much the very first stop. If you would have been riding the rail line back in the day, Trolley Stop Hot Dog is right next to where the first stop was here at Wrightsville Beach. Before we get started hunting down the 7 monuments for all the trolley stops here at Wrightsville Beach, I do want to talk a little bit about the decline of the trolley system. So by the 1930s, automobiles and buses were becoming more practical, maintaining tracks, and overhead electrical wires became expensive, and ridership started declining because of automobiles. Wilmington streetcars were gradually replaced by buses. The last city streetcar ran in 1939, while the Wrightsville Beach line continued until 1940, making Wilmington one of the last cities in North Carolina to give up its street railway system. Okay, so this is the famous Trolley Stop hot dog. Been serving hot dogs since 1976. Cool thing about this Trolley Stop hot dog building is it was an old post office. It was built in 1916. And right here next to it is our first monument. Monument number 1 right here. Station 1 from 1902 to 1940. Beach car stop for Oceanic Hotel. Noodles and Pop Gray Soda Shop. So this is it. And somebody put a friendly little rock right there. Look at that. You rock. You certainly do. Okay, so I made my way a few blocks away now. I'm here on the corner of Chadburn Street and South Lumina Ave, which South Lumina is where we was at the Trolley Stop hot dog joint. So we're only a few blocks away. And I want to show you right over here at Public Beach Access 31. This right here is where you're going to find your next monument. This here was the Trolley Stop Station number 2. Right there you go. Beach car stop for Kitty Cottage, origin of the 1934 fire. All right, let's continue on to stop 3. It should just be a few more blocks. I think every 3 or 4 blocks we should be able to find one. Okay, I've made my way over here to the Public Beach Access. Public Access 33. That's where we're going to find our next station stop. All right, here's the monument. Station 3, beach car stop for Seashore Hotel. And believe it or not, the next one, Station 4, is right below the Wrightsville Beach Water Tower. And right here is its location, Station 4, right there it is. Beach car stop for the Carolina Yacht Club. And right here, it's still the Yacht Club to this very day. And right here at Public Beach Access 35, you're going to find Station 5, beach car stop for the cottages. So right here on Lumina, you can see the water tower just to the north of us. And this right here is yet another location. We only got one to go. This is Station 6, beach car stop for cottages and Hanover Seaside Club. So we only have one to go. Nice. Really pretty houses over here. Okay, now I made my way down here to Beach Access 36, which is right next door to the restaurant, the Oceanic Restaurant. And this here is the final stop on the trolley stop system, Station 7, beach car stop for Lumina Pavilion with ballroom, bathhouses, movie screen, and ocean. So there you go. This is the final one. Now we're going to walk over here and I'm going to show you pretty much around about where the old pavilion used to sit, the Lumina Pavilion. I'm going to try to give you an idea about where it's set next to the pier. Okay, now I have walked over here to the restaurant here. Really good place to come eat. Me and my wife has came over here in the past before. They got some really good food and very nice views. As you can see, it is oceanfront, so really good place to come and get a meal. But the really cool thing about it is, should be able to give a good view of where the Lumina Station used to sit, because it should have been right next door to this old pier. Gotta say, it's a very nice beach day today out here at Wrightsville Beach. People are staying cool in the ocean as the temperatures are piping hot out here. So, I found some pictures online, some aerial shots of the old Lumina Pavilion. And from what I can tell, if you look in those shots, you can see this pier structure. And we just looked at Station 7, and that was the final stop for Lumina. And Lumina used to be, I think, right out here in front of these condos. Right up here on this sand dune, because in all the pictures I've seen, it seemed like at least parts of it set right on the beach. So probably right here in this area, somewhere between those condos and that lifeguard station number 12 right there is about where the old Lumina Pavilion set back in the, the early 1900s. All right, my friends, I think that is going to do it for me today. It is really, really hot, and it's getting close to lunchtime now, and it's time to go get something to eat and just get into some air conditioning. It's brutal out here today, but wanted to come out here and film this today while it was fresh on my mind. Hope you enjoyed learning a little bit of history about the old electric trolley system that ran here in Wilmington and really helped shape and build the town and build up the neighborhoods and stuff like that. I think that was pretty fascinating. It was a good time. Absolutely beautiful day out here at the coast. Fantastic. Until next time, friends, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in my next adventure. Y'all stay safe, and I hope to see you all again very, very soon. Look at that. Is that not awesome? Wrightsville Beach is beautiful. It is very pretty. Way off there in the distance, actually the Johnny Mercer Pier, which is a concrete pier. It's been around for ages. So say so long to Wrightsville Beach. Really appreciate everyone watching today. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time. See you next time.